Hello traders and welcome back. So we've been going over a lot of swing trade tickers recently, most of which are meme stocks and Spacs, and all of which are starting to get the Momo spotlight back on them, causing some really nice rallies. And actually, let me quickly go here to the trading screen because yesterday we went into a pretty in-depth video on Clover Health, and over here you can see some of the swing trades overall that we are long in our IRA portfolio. One of the tickers we have not discussed so much is this one right here, THBR Semiconductor, a stock with massive potential upside and I believe really nice risk reward. I'll keep this video somewhat short, but I do want to get it out ASAP because there's two things going on right now that I personally love as a momentum trader. First of which is when a ticker has macro is in part of a larger macro trend. Let me go back here to the full screen. When a ticker is part of a larger macro trend, but a ticker or a stock also has micro news. So in this case, the macro trend we'll review are three things. There's a global chip shortage. The US is investing $50 billion in chip production. The US wants to be a competitor against China, make sure US companies have enough chips. And then overall, there's been a Spac revival. So those are three larger macro trends. And then we're going to go into some micro news that's coming out with THBR Semiconductor that I really like. And then we'll talk really quickly here about potential risk reward on this one, potential upside, because I really do like what we're seeing here on this ticker. So first of all, disclaimer coming in again, this video right here and many more like it, but this one specifically, Linus Tech Tips, I'm sure you guys know of them. If you ever looked into buying anything tech, you've probably seen them on YouTube when you're doing your research. This video has 3 million views. Whoa, what was that? This video has, I didn't know you could do that. This video has 3 million views, and this topic is just crazy. The semiconductor shortage explained here, the semiconductor shortage that's going on worldwide is something you've probably heard about, even if you're not, a trader in the space or in the industry as an engineer, you've probably heard about it. Now, the second thing you've probably heard about, and by the way, this is a really good video, I definitely recommend checking it out, is Biden plans to $50 billion to boost the US chip industry. That is another really big catalyst for any sort of chip producers in the US. And there's really nothing really to pull up here, but the Spac revival is very strong. We have many Spacs or Spac mergers like SoFi that moved from IPOE. GHVI is finally moving off the lows. Matterport, NVVE, former Spac as well. PaySafe, former Spac. SFT, former Spac. Osprey Tech, SFTW, former Spac that's starting to move. There's so many tickers here that are finally starting to move. There's been a really nice Spac revival coming up. So those are the three macro news things I want to talk about. And now Semiconductor here. This is a company that is headquartered in California, so there's a really good chance they're going to be able to take advantage of the stimulus that the Biden administration wants to pump into the U.S. economy for chip producers. So that is a really big one. Now, the thing is, right now, today, June 9th, there is a general board meeting here. And proposal number 2 is for the merger proposal to go through. If this goes through, this could be a really nice catalyst. The board recommendation is obviously 4. I believe it probably will go through. I don't really see any specific reasons why it wouldn't. So this is going to be a big catalyst. I'm actually surprised this ticker hasn't started rallying so much on this catalyst alone, or a little bit of, buy the rumor, sell the news. But we are seeing a little bit of momentum starting to pop up here. So this thing's been consolidating around $10 for quite some time. And it did have like a little bit of a 6% pop here before hitting some resistance. So I think a lot of people are just, antsy right now. They're waiting for anticipation. Trust me, I would love to make a follow-up video after the meeting and maybe later this week, but most likely next week. If you guys are interested in follow-up video, definitely let me know in the comments below. So, okay, US semiconductor company, with a potential merger going through, the vote right now today, and then we have, what else we have? This is actually the website here. We have Cramer as another micro news saying in this interview, it's a very well priced SPAC right now if you are looking to get on board. And actually this came out in April 1st, and this is during the big rally or the big bounce off the lows when Cramer was saying that. Mick Climont, I hope I'm saying his name right, the CEO of TD Semiconductor, says the global shortage has been very, very profitable for the company. And we'll talk a little bit more about their sales and their Q1 reports in a second. But let me just show you guys a clip here from this video. And let me make it big screen. Sweet.
Will Indy have enough chips to be able to meet its clients' demand?
Yep, for sure. So far, so good. India as kind of a policy. We developed our supply chain kind of in our own image. We're wholly focused on the automotive market. So we picked suppliers who were also much the same. And to that end, they make the right decisions for the automotive market. So whereas others are struggling, we've actually really profited from the shortage. And we're seeing people coming to us looking to make sure that they can have some of the goodness in the future for their products.
All right.
There we have it. So very bullish sentiment, and you can watch the rest of this interview. I definitely recommend checking it out. Cramer asked some good questions, but the next thing I do want to talk about here on Finviz THBR, if you just scroll back here, they did have a catalyst that came out that looked really, really good. And actually, let me see, it should be on the 17th. Yeah, Semiconductor reports first quarter 2021 financial highlights. Go ahead and open this one. This is looking really nice here. Actually, you know what? It's even easier. It's more in the spotlight here. And let me zoom in for you guys as well. Let's see. Hopefully you guys can see that a little bit better. Thunder Bridge acquisition to merger partner TD Semiconductor reports Q1 sales 8.1 million, up 74% year over year. That is looking really, really nice. And on top of that, there's a additional catalyst here. Well, let me come back here. Where finally this company is being picked up a little bit here in May. So that was about, what, 2 weeks ago, less than 2 weeks though in trading days, with a buy rating here of $17. So that, I mean, $17, that is a 70% potential upside they're throwing on THBR. That's looking really, really good. So that's why I'm thinking right now, okay, I really like this risk reward area around $10. Obviously, if the vote doesn't go through, that could definitely cause a bit of a sell-off. So buying right now is a little bit more risky. I originally bought this company in my swing portfolio as we had a big pullback here. I actually had what I liked, a really, really good entry at the time. Unfortunately, there was a lot of resistance here. We weren't able to break through. I was up around 7%, then it flushed, and then I basically sold into the bounce as I noticed there was a lot of selling momentum here. So I took, oh, actually, no, I averaged down here looking to, I averaged down here looking for a rebound. Sorry, said that wrong. Looking for a rebound here. But this is when I noticed, oh man, like the momentum's a little bit slow right now. So and then SPACs were selling off across the board. So I ended up closing this position on the big dead cat bounce here. Once everything sold off again, kind of similar to this sell-off. We had a second sell-off, we had the bounce, and then I ended up closing this position with the intent to buy back because, sometimes managing your positions like this on a very volatile market is really, really good. Just like crypto's been selling off, if you've noticed there was a bit of a downtrend, you could have closed some of your positions and bought back. Actually, I did a lot of that with Coin recently. Coin was selling off. Bitcoin was down 12%. I closed Coin, and then once it continued its morning panic, I eventually bought back the same position. So that's pretty much what I did with THBR. We did this on the live stream. This was such a crazy day. We were managing our swing trades left and right. We ended up buying this same position back at a lower price, and then I started accumulating more and more. It's been a little bit of the snoozer over the last few months, but now it's waking up a little bit. So the analyst reports are looking for moves over 17. That would be obviously a huge run over 70%. I would be looking first for something to come back to a double top or former high somewhere in this area. That would be about a 5x move. I'm not sure if we're going to get that. But I really like the potential risk reward. We have a huge base coming in here. with huge amount of upside. So I personally really like what we could be seeing with THBR. Obviously, this is going to be a really interesting meeting, and we'll see what comes out of this board meeting. But right now, I think we have a good 1 to 5 risk reward, maybe a 1 to 7, and maybe even a 1 to 10 risk reward. So basically, what that means, if we start selling off here and then we break 9.7, that would be a time to maybe cut losses or average down if you're very bullish on this one, or Thunderbird Acquisition Corp 2. Finding another deal or something like that. But otherwise, I really, really like the upside potential on THBR. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on this ticker. Are you long it? What are your plans? What are your price targets? Let me know. Leave them in the comments below, and also let me know if you want me to do a follow-up video on THBR. I would be super happy to do so. Anyway, guys, that's it for this video. Don't forget to drop a like on the way out. It's the easiest way to support the channel, and I will see you guys first thing in tomorrow's live stream. Like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.